Let's talk about a truth that makes people uncomfortable. A truth that's hidden behind wedding rings, vows, and family photos. A truth that no one wants to admit, but it's happening every single day. Married women, the ones society assumes are the most loyal, the most secure, are often the easiest prey. Not because they are weak, not because they are bad people, but because they are living in a world where their needs are being neglected, their emotions are being ignored, and their desires are being suppressed. You see, when a woman enters marriage, she expects love, connection, and appreciation. But over time, something happens. The passion fades, the excitement dies, and she begins to feel invisible in her own home. And when a person feels invisible, all it takes is one person to see them, to acknowledge them, to make them feel wanted again. And just like that, a door opens that should have never been cracked. There are men out there who understand this game. They don't chase single women. They don't need to. They know the secret. The most vulnerable women are the ones wearing wedding rings, living lives that look perfect from the outside but feel empty on the inside. And if you don't believe me, keep watching, because by the end of this speech, you'll understand the hidden truths that no one talks about, the reasons why so many married women fall into this trap, and the real danger that comes with it. This isn't about judgment. This is about reality. And reality does not play fair. A woman doesn't wake up one day and decide to betray her marriage. It starts small, a missing "I love you," a husband who stops paying attention, a home that feels more like a duty than a place of love. She might have everything, a house, kids, financial stability, but if she feels unseen, unheard, unappreciated, she will start seeking validation elsewhere. At first, it's innocent. A conversation with a coworker, a friendly exchange with a man at the gym, a compliment that makes her feel something she hasn't felt in years. And that's when the shift happens, because for the first time in a long time, she feels noticed, she feels attractive, she feels alive. And once that door is open, it's almost impossible to close. Most marriages don't break because of one big event. They fall apart slowly over time through the repetition of neglect. She wakes up next to the same man every day. The conversations become predictable. The excitement is gone. The affection disappears. And before she even realizes it, her marriage has become a routine, a cycle that feels more like survival than love. So when someone new comes along and breaks that routine, when a man looks at her in a way her husband no longer does, when he listens, when he makes her laugh, suddenly she feels something she thought was lost forever. In that moment, she stops thinking about her vows. She stops thinking about consequences. She only thinks about the way she feels. Let me tell you something. Attention is a drug. And for a woman who has been starved of it for years, it's the most addictive thing in the world. A simple text, a lingering stare, a man who actually listens to her, compliments her, makes her feel special. It's all it takes. Because once a woman starts receiving attention outside of her marriage, she begins to crave it. She starts justifying it. She tells herself it's harmless until it's not. This is why married women are easier prey. Not because they're out looking for something, but because they're desperate for something they no longer have. And when a person is desperate, they don't think logically. Here's another truth. Some women don't cheat because they're unhappy. They cheat because it makes them feel in control. Marriage can feel like a prison for some women, a life filled with responsibilities, expectations, and a version of themselves they no longer recognize. So when someone new comes along and offers them an escape, a fantasy, a moment where they can be free, they take it. Not because they don't love their husband, but because for the first time in a long time, they feel like themselves again. But that escape comes with a price. Because the moment reality crashes back in, they realize they've built a lie that will destroy everything. Many women believe that because they're married, they are immune to temptation. They think, I love my husband, I would never do that. And that's exactly why they're easy prey. They let their guard down. They trust too easily. They believe they would never cross the line until they do. And by the time they realize what's happening, they're already in too deep. This is why it happens so often, because the ones who think they are safe are the ones who never see it coming. Now, here's the most dangerous part. Once a married woman steps outside of her marriage, she realizes something terrifying. It felt good. The guilt is there, yes, but the excitement overshadows it. The thrill of secrecy, the adrenaline rush of doing something forbidden. And that's when she falls deeper into the trap. Because now, she's not just craving attention, she's addicted to the high of it. And that addiction, it leads to destruction. This isn't about blaming women. This isn't about making excuses for them either. This is about understanding the reality of human nature. Marriage is hard. It requires effort. It requires attention. And when those things fade, temptation doesn't just knock, it breaks the door down. If you're a man, pay attention to your wife. If you're a woman, recognize the warning signs before it's too late. Because the truth is, love doesn't die overnight. It fades slowly in the silence, in the routine, in the moments when you stop appreciating what you have. And once you step outside that line, there's no turning back.